Oh boy, babies. It's going to be the end of 2023 in just 2 weeks. Remember what happened last year at the end of 2022? I think we got a character. I think his name was Mace Windu. Is it possible that Howard Chan and Hot Toys are about to shock us again and end the year right? I've got wizard juice in this great. Look at this weathering on this cup. This rivals Hot Toys. This rivals in art. This rivals J&D. I guess I'll wait for the 6-scale Cantina coffee. And the 6-scale Cantina Heath Ledger Joker, baby. Let's go ahead and dive into all of this. Right now. Hey, and all right. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show. Right here, baby, at the 6-scale Cantina. Listen, if you don't know who I am the Dark Jedi Ares Tarrington, and I am going to be serving up all the 6-scale action figure talk. Go ahead, hit that like button, and you should subscribe, because that's what's going to be one step to have you be eligible to win my giveaway coming up on Christmas Eve, right here this year, Christmas Eve morning on December 24th. The giveaway is going to take place during my 3rd annual live show on Christmas Eve morning. It's called Christmas Eve Morning with Aries. It's going to start 9:30 a.m. Eastern on Christmas Eve. And just like I gave away 3 Hot Toys in November, I'm going to be giving away a couple of things here in December during that show. In November, I gave away a Han Solo Deluxe from the Solo movie, and a Moff Gideon and a Stormtrooper Commander from Hot Toys from the Mandoverse. What am I going to be giving away on the Christmas Eve morning special? You have to wonder. But make sure you subscribe and make sure you comment. Go ahead and comment on this video here. This is one of the videos to have you be eligible for one of the giveaways. Don't miss your opportunity. Go ahead and comment on this video right now. So if you comment on this video, you're entered in for one of the giveaways. If you subscribe, you're in good shape. The only other thing you have to do, besides believe, is just make sure you're tuned in live Christmas Eve morning. Sure hope you can make it, but you do have to be live and present on the show to be eligible to win. Those are the 3 things. Appreciate your support, baby. Look, let's talk about this. There's just 15 days left. 15 days left till the end of the year. And you do have to wonder, is Hot Toys going to close out this year like they closed out last year? Do you remember how they closed out last year? You've heard of Mace Windu, right? We got Anakin and we got Padme early in the month. First week of December, and we were all spilling our coffee and pretty stoked. We just were. But then we really wanted Mace. And Mace was teased, I think, with the Battle Droid photo or something to that effect. But we were starting to lose hope. Sure enough, before the new year bell rang, we did get Mace Windu. And a Super Battle Droid, by the way, too. Are they not going to bother to do that this year? Is Hot Toys maybe not aware that that could be perceived as being disappointing? Despite all the new stuff that we got this year. And why haven't we? Why haven't we received anything more from the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi? Only 2 figures. As I mentioned in the intro, we received 3 from the Clone Wars. Now, the Clone Wars is awesome. Last time I checked, though, Return of the Jedi, one of the greatest films in pop culture history. One less? Why? And I believe I have the answer. And before I give you the answer to this, we have to tie it in with some data from the markets, which I hope will blow your frackin' mind, baby. We're going to dive into this, and I'm going to tell you why we're going to get stuff before the end of the year, and why 2024 may be one of the best years ever from Hot Toys, especially when it comes to Star Wars. Look at this right here, baby. Look at this right here. And Spider-Man is humongously popular, as are so many other characters. But $142.49 is all this could muster. New. And from an outstanding seller with 4,419 feedback. MMS 604. Spider-Man. Not including the modest $10 and 70 cents, in shipping. Absolutely insane. I mean, that is quite ridiculously under the retail value for this figure. Especially even being this close to the holidays and to Christmas. Not seeing a big bump. Let's go to more. Let's go to Star Wars. Poor IG-11. $128.50. Another outstanding seller. 391 feedback. All 100% positive. $128. Not including $20 in shipping. Not including taxes. Wow. Are we going to get 40th Return of the Jedi before the new year? Like we got Mace before the new year. Are we going to get more 20th from the Clone Wars before the new year? Let's continue. Let's go to more. Let's look at some more here. Let's go to another character. Let's go to Iron Man. And bringing this up on the screen. Sold outstanding seller, 103 feedback, all 100% positive. And new, Mark 85, $250 with another modest low, $11.45 in mixed shipping. Wow. Wow. Let's get to the DC verse. And here's another outstanding seller, and one that I buy from. Ray at Hot Toys with a cyborg here at $202. 35 bids. $202. $202, not including the $26.10 in shipping. Oh, and by the way, Hot Toys has now 1,862 feedback. All 100% positive. Wow. Again, will we be coming out? Will we be getting stuff from the 40th before the end of the year? How about stuff from the 20th of the Clone Wars for the end of the year? How about anything from any OT or prequel or anything Star Wars besides Ahsoka before the end of the year? Let's continue. And I know some of you are going to say, oh, well, these IPs are, there's no juice right now, there's no interest right now, or, all that kind of stuff. And some of that is true and some of it is not true. But okay, let's say you're right. And let's look at some of these. Well, if there's no interest in Star Wars, there sure as heck is interest in Peter Cushing and the original Darth Vader at $990 from an outstanding seller with 973 feedback. All 100% positive. I may be getting a ding here from the Hot Toys Wizard. Wow. I'll have to tell you what that is in a little bit. $990. Wow. Even in this economy, grails like this go for what they go for, and a lot of times start increasing in value and forget about it when the economy starts healing, because these will usually skyrocket and move to even higher levels. This is selling at the $1,000 tier range. Yes. Why? Is there any relevance to Peter Cushing right now? And I mean, this generation is getting older. And there's newer generations coming up that are more into the Mando and a lot of the new things. And not everybody knows who Peter Cushing is. And not every young person has watched the original Star Wars. So, but why is that moving at such a high price? But Cyborg's not. And Iron Man's not. And this Spider-Man is not. Why? Well, I got to pull up this Spider-Man, because this is Spider-Man I'm talking about. This one here. $142.49. But yet, like that Vader and Tarkin, this Spider-Man's moving. Actually, this is kind of funny. Look at this up here on the screen. From an outstanding seller, we have 19,568 feedback. All 100% positive. Sold 17 already. 17 Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man from No Way Home. 17. Wow. At near $400. Why is this Spider-Man moving? But the other Spider-Man wasn't. Here. Let's pull up this. Like that Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, guess what? The DX24 and DX25 Luke Skywalker is on waitlist. Been on waitlist. And look at these prices. $395, $419. I mean, there's one for $300, but it's missing some things in the helmet. Look at these prices. The best price on here is from Hawkors. $375 for a deluxe. That's a deal. Because it's really starting to go up in value. No relevance. No one cares. Just, well, on some of those other ones that I showed. Okay, well, kind of like that I bring this up on the screen. What relevance does Jack Sparrow have right now? What's going on there with the $46 in shipping? I'll tell you what the reason is. Nothing to do with relevance. Supply and demand. Supply and demand. That's why in my last video, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit here. Listen. 93 Hot Toys were so far dropped this year. 93. Maybe we're going to get over 100 before the end of the year. But what's even more interesting than even that, I mean, again, more and more announcements, less production on those announcements, and everything that I've been trying to foretell you has been coming together in a pattern over the last couple of years the way you're seeing it. So you're getting a lot of announcements, and then you're getting lower production on those announcements because 43 of those have hit waitlist. And quite a few of those, including the Iron Man, including the Paz Vizsla, and these are not exclusives or Comic Cons, they're already out. They're already out. You didn't have to wait till 2028 to get it. You have to wait 8 months. Pause. I mean, it's crazy when you really start thinking about it. And so take that market data and take a look at this upcoming trend or reality of there's not going to be any Star Wars movies or shows possibly next year. Definitely no movies. Now, there are strong rumors that The Mandalorian Season 4 is going to start filming in February, maybe even as early as January. And I think it's very possible that they could push The Mandalorian, to actually debut for the Q4, move the other show up, or move the Acolyte to the next year, whatever it is. But that's not surprising to me because Disney's in a bad spot. They had an awful year. And they put so much into so many of these. And it just was a dismal year for them, for the most part. Wish was a disaster. And they need to make a wish upon a star. They have a cold like I do. They need some chicken soup. They need some wizard juice. They need some Grogu magic from Favreau and Filoni. Maybe like chicken soup, just what the doctor ordered. Maybe some wizard juice, just what the wizard ordered. Maybe some Mandalorian and Filoni and Favreau and Grogu. With the writers' strike over, you want to talk about a rebound. Mandalorian is what put Star Wars back on the map. The Mandalorian and Grogu is what's recognized right now by the majority, besides Vader and Luke, as Star Wars. Especially for so many of the young people and younger generations in this time, of this day and age. And I'm not surprised by that rumor. I'm not surprised production, filming may start rolling. And what does it usually take? 5-6 months when they've been in the past for The Mandalorian? I could see them like finishing the Death Star, doubling their efforts. I hope so for Disney's sake. Because this year, for the most part, was a disaster. And I really think The Mandalorian Season 4 is what the doctor ordered. But besides that, before I digress, there's just a little bit of my take on that situation. What are they going to come out with next year? 93 figures. Maybe even they'll get over 100 this year. What are they going to come out with? What's coming out next year? No movies. What's coming out for Marvel? What's it? One? Hardly nothing. What's coming out for DC? What's coming out? What are they going to do? This year we got bombarded with so much new stuff. Could that Ben Affleck Batman be the first sign of things to come? That was from, Batman vs. Superman, a movie from a while ago already. And we're seeing how well that's doing. Just like we saw how well the DX-24, DX-25 Luke Skywalker did from a long time ago as well. Longer time ago, 1980, Empire Strikes Back. Boy, these figures tend to really move. And even with a lot of the new stuff this year. And even from the shows, too. Not really hanging up at number one a lot of these. A lot of people in the community excited about this and that, and me too, but it's kind of like, for the whole part. Remember, Hot Toys is not just the people who watch my channel and this one's channel and that one's channel. There's a lot of collectors who don't watch YouTube at all. And probably more so than watch it. It's a small percentage is what I'm trying to say. What are they going to put out next year? And that Affleck Batman is another sign for Hot Toys and Howard Chan. Well, people like the old stuff. Shoot, you got another company, J&D Studios, putting out yet another Heath Ledger Joker. Joker's wild, baby. Wow. This is what people want. Give them what they want. This is what people want. Oh, this head sculpt is always questionable. It's not Hot Toys' best work. It was their only work. And Indiana Jones really isn't relevant. And the movie really did awful. I really liked the movie, by the way, but it did do awful in the box office. Yeah, it did. Uh, well, this figure just didn't do awful. Again, why is this doing well? Supply and demand. Low supply equals high demand, and this is a cause and effect of that. And while Indiana Jones is not relevant, and all the power of Harrison Ford and all the power of the Raiders of the Lost Ark and a Temple of Doom and the Last Crusade, all the power couldn't help that movie. Sure as frack's helping this. And this is just another side to what I'm talking about. Look at the Affleck Batman. It's an oldie, but a goodie. Oldies, but a goodie. Oldies, but goodies sell. And they're selling right now. And when you look at this banner, how crazy would the community go for Star Wars fans if they came out with an Asajj Ventress? If they came out with a Savage Opress? If they came out with a Clone Wars Yoda or Darth Vader from the Clone Wars? How crazy would people go? What if they wanted to give us a Kit Fisto or Plo Koon and label it the Clone Wars? Still going to look like them anyway because they used the real head sculpts, real alien lookalikes for the real live action. Does Hot Toys. This would get people real excited. I'll be honest with you. I like Balin and I like all the characters from the Ahsoka series, but I'd be much more excited with a Kit Fisto. I'd be much more excited with a Plo Koon. I'd be much more excited with a Ki-Adi-Mundi, with a Yaddle. I just would. It's not that I didn't like it. I liked it. I like the prequels better. I like the films better. It's what I want. I want the Jedi Council. I want a freaking Emperor Palpatine from the Revenge of the Sith. And if you're going to ask me, do I want Balin or that? It's not even a question. I'm not even going to think twice about it. Give me the Emperor. That's what I want. And I think we're going to get that coming up in 2024. And what better way to end the year than by giving us a sign that more of these are coming. Like they just did with that Ben Affleck Batman, which is absolutely unbelievable. When you take a look at this here, and I mean, if they came out with an Asajj Ventress, and even if they, pulling this up, and I mean, this would be just so special if Hot Toys were to do this, or if Hot Toys were to put Opress out. Let's see if I can blow that up a little bit and kind of move that to the center. It's kind of menacing, isn't it? Let's look at that a little bit. Sideshow version would be pretty cool, I say. And when you go ahead and take a look at thinking about a Vader, or thinking about a Yoda, or gosh, I mean, there's so many things that they could do for the Clone Wars. You don't even need more Star Wars content to put out stuff that we really need for Star Wars. I need Poe Dameron before I get Balin. I do. I just do. Does that mean I like that better than the Ahsoka series? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm telling you, what I'm hoping Hot Toys does is put their best foot forward and give us the stuff that makes this a true collection from a historical standpoint. This is the kind of stuff I want to see. This is the kind of stuff I want to see. I love Anakin. I think Hayden Christensen's great. I think that figure is awesome. I think it's sensational. I think it's fantastic. And I think I'd pass on it if I had to choose between that and this. Hard pass, actually. So if you think that Anakin flew off the charts and I missed out on it and I'm getting it no matter what, this would be absolute insanity. And Hot Toys has to know this. You want this or Balin? Pause. You're watching the market show. Now, don't get me wrong. I want the Balin. There's certain things I want first. I was saying the same thing when they were giving us all this stuff when we didn't have a Lando. Are you kidding me? I want Lando. Lando before the Armorer, please. Nope, they have to give me the Armorer. Great. The Armorer is not as important to the series, to the history of Star Wars, as Lando Calrissian. Give me Lando. Well, they listened. I'm hoping you're listening now, Howard. This would just be, this is a side. And it's really okay if we don't got more Flash movies next year or more of these series or these Miss Marvel show movies or this or that. I don't think you're going to put this up, Howard, and have this not crack the top 10 and go all the way down on the list and not have a blinkety. You'll probably have more channels talking about this for 2 months in a row than anything else. I mean, this is the God's honest truth. It really, really is. I mean, right here is a big, big step. It's a gigantic step. It's one of the biggest and most epic steps that they could make. That would really, really tell the tale and give us a sign of things to come. I mean, look, this is what some of the stuff we got last year as this pulls up onto the screen. And remember last year, and I think I've got all 4 of them on here. I'll try and blow it up a little bit. There's Mace. There's Padme. See if I can lower that down a little bit. There we go. There's Anakin under Mace. And to the left of Anakin is the Super Battle Droid. All 4 of them in December. And when you look at Mace, it really, really ended the year with an enormous amount of satisfaction for Star Wars fans and collecting fans like me. And I just absolutely can't wait for this Samuel L. Jackson masterpiece. I mean, going to be one of the highlights, if not the highlight of my Star Wars collection once this figure comes out. Should this be the way that Hot Toys ends this year? Something similarly. Could this be the way that Hot Toys ends this year with something similarly? And there would be nothing greater than to do something like this that would set the table to show that 2024 is not only going to be the year of the 2.0s. Now, mind you, 2.0s, improved 2.0s, like the Scarlet Witch, the Affleck Batman, the Artisan Anakin, the Artisan Joker. Not only the year of that new and improved head sculpts, rolling eyes function, some with wool hair, some would not, but could this also be the year of pieces we're missing? Characters to fill the void in our dioramas, in our display bases, in our collection. And I say it has to be. It has to be. What the heck else are they going to put out? There's hardly any shows. There's hardly any movies. What else are they going to put out? Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. There are 15 days left, or 2 weeks left, until the end of this year. And the Dark Jedi is getting the sense that something that kind of mirrors this, and whether it's something crazy like a Hot Toys version, their version of an Asajj Ventress, or something, an artisan, or just a new Han Solo that mirrors something that looks as awesome as something like this. Or perhaps something that mirrors something like this. And if you're enjoying this and you want to learn more about this, I'm going to pull this up onto the screen right now. And this is coming out tomorrow for all insiders. You've already got the latest insider, which tells you all about Ra's al Ghul, all about the Christopher Nolan trilogy and the license with Hot Toys, with the Dark Knight trilogy. Everything about Baze and Poe and the dark side Anakin. And you're not going to mix this next one coming out with one this quick. Yes, I am. Upcoming shockers and next up artisans. And does the Hot Toys wizard have word from the crystal ball that there is a Luke artisan coming, and that there is a Leia artisan coming, and a Queen Amidala artisan coming, and with these actual character iterations? And I say, well, hey, if you want to support the Dark Jedi and join the channel, the cost is very minimal. It's cheaper than a dozen eggs in most places. It's cheaper than a little pack of Thomas's English muffins in most places, baby. All you have to do, besides believe, click on the little join button, see everything that it comes with, and then if you think you want to give it a shot, the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, who's serving up all the 6 scale action figure talk, would we appreciate your support, baby. But that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That'd be some way to end the year. It really, really would. That would be some way to end the year. As with this, can you imagine if they did an artisan of this before the end? Rolling eyes, artisan, who knows what else. Little things like this. What creates a bigger stir in the Hot Toys community? Put this out at Artisan or put out the three Dathomir witches from Ahsoka series? Again, I want those figures, but what creates more buzz? You already know the answer. Come on, baby. Come on. And Howard, you should know the answer. You should know the answer. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. Yeah, and this is what's going to go on Monday night. Monday night, December 18th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be the Dark Jedi Live. Your number one and only show for a Monday night 6-scale Hot Toys and all 6-scale figure talk. Starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Ends around 10:15. And let me know what table you're going to be at. You're not going to want to miss it. If we get a drop, this banner is going to change. And I'm going to try to count down with the panel the top 10 upcoming head sculpts. And it's going to be harder than you think. Because some of these, all of these could be candidates to the best head sculpt of all time. Whether you want to say that's Yondu, whether you want to say that's Tarkin, whether you want to say that's, Krennic, whatever. The stuff that's coming out now, I'm sorry. And yes, that's the Joker I'm going with. And you have to wonder if there's going to be a fourth Joker from another company. I wonder if there's going to be a fifth Joker. A sixth Joker. Maybe we may have to get TK FOMO to do an interruption on that. Maybe I could call the Hot Toys Wizard and ask him. Anyway, don't miss 6-scale Raw Monday night. It'll be the last live show before Christmas Eve morning. And don't forget that. Unless they do give us this, then I don't care who's live. I'm going live. Unless it's one of my channel friends, then I'll just jump on one of their shows. But you will see me live if something like this goes on. I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Or anything like this banner. Listen, I appreciate your support, baby. Don't forget to comment on the video so you can enter the giveaway Christmas Eve morning. Set it on your calendars. I already got the banner up. It's got the Mando on there with his little ugly sweater and his eggnog and his Santa hat on. I don't always finish coffee and then start drinking wizard juice, but what I do. I do it right here at the 6-scale cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.